4 years ago, before I was an ASNC scholar, I was chosen as a Washington State Achiever Scholar. The Achiever Scholarship and College Success Foundation saw potential in me, gave me the opportunity to go to college, and catapulted me onto the road to success. Our next guest speaker is Dr. Deborah Wallace, who has been a major driving force behind the College Success Foundation. Deborah Wallace currently serves as the President and Chief Operating Officer of the College Success Foundation. The foundation has over 10 years of proven experience inspiring underserved, low-income students to finish high school and providing the unique integrated system of support and scholarships they need to graduate college and succeed in life. Before coming to the foundation in 2006, Dr. Wallace was the Senior Program Officer for the Education at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where she was responsible for the Gates Millennium Scholars Program, the Gates Cambridge Scholars, and the Washington State Achiever Scholarship Program. She was also responsible for the Early College Initiative to create 250 new early college high schools across the country. Prior to that, Dr. Wallace served as the Deputy Director of the American Council on Education, Office of Minorities in Higher Education in Washington, D.C. At the Council, she was responsible for developing strategies and programmatic activities designed to increase and advance persons of color, women's leadership, and achievement in post-secondary institutions. She has co-authored several books, written more than 20 articles, and was a senior author of ACE's annual status report on minorities in higher education. She has served on the boards of the National Association for Women in Education, Council of Christian Colleges and Universities, and is currently serves as the boards of Philanthropy, Northwest, and College Park in Washington. She was also a regent at Seattle University and on the advisory board for the University of Washington, Bothell. Dr. Wallace was awarded her PhD in Education Policy, Planning, and Administration at the University of Maryland College Park. She received her MS degree in Education Administration from Howard University and her BS degree from California State University, San Diego in Speech Pathology and Audiology. She is married, and she and her husband are raising their 14-year-old grandnephew. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Deborah Wallace.
Thank you. I'm on. Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing? So, first of all, I just want to say what a joy and a blessing it is for me to be here as your speaker this evening. And one of the things I'm going to try and do is stay right here in front of the podium since they're filming this, because I have a habit of kind of walking around, but I will try and speak to you from this podium. I want to say to you how fortunate each of you are to be in this room this evening and to be a part of this program. There are many opportunities that come to us in life, and sometimes we don't realize the importance or the gravity of the opportunities that we have. And I think the thing that I hope for each of you is that you realize how fortunate you are to be a part of the ASNC program and the responsibility that you have to represent this program well. I think about this program and I think about its founder, Tim Herron. And I don't know if Tim has shared with you the story about how we originally met and the initial conversation that we had when he had the vision to create this program. It was probably 8 years ago now, and I was at the Gates Foundation, and he was introduced to me. And of course, the Gates Foundation, being the foundation that it is, people think that's the Gates Foundation, and there's, one word they think of, money. And so when Tim contacted me, he was looking for additional dollars to support this vision of working and creating the ASNC program. And at that time, the foundation had decided to and put money into the Achievers program. And ASNC was also leveraging those scholarships from the Achievers program. But Tim still asked, and I said, well, we've made a decision, and we're not going to move forward to doing any more in that area. But then I told him, but let me put on a different hat. And I was also on the board of the Council for Christian Colleges and Universities. And he reminded me, and I had forgotten this, that I actually connected him to the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities. And those are all of the institutions across the country, as well as international institutions that have a Christ-centered mission. And I was a board member. And so through that connection, Tim was able to connect to the CCU and come to one of the forums and really make some other connections. And I really believe that God used me to open that door for him. And I think of the vision that he had, a vision of a room of young people, just like you. And that vision is manifested this evening. That vision has been manifested for the last 8 years. So I say to you, you being in this room, there's a vision that has been placed in you for you to manifest, just like the vision that was placed in Tim. So I know you probably have already done that, done what I'm going to ask you to do, but that is to give him a round of applause for all of the work that he does. I want to also thank Jordan for that introduction. Just did a tremendous job. Thank you. I just thought of something. I want to talk to you this evening about, my subject is leading from the heart. And so what I just laughed about, my mother is at her minister always says, I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to say what I have to say and then sit down. Okay, so I just thought of that. So I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to say what I have to say and then sit down. Okay? But I want to begin my remarks by talking a little bit about the College Success Foundation and the work that we do there, because I have been blessed to be able to be the president of that organization, and it's really the place where I've had an opportunity to lead from the heart. At the College Success Foundation, we believe that all children should have the chance to achieve their full potential. Effectively improving the chances of low-income students to do well academically requires a network of supports that other students often have and even take for granted. As you heard in my introduction, we have over 10 years of experience working against the odds to improve opportunities for the most vulnerable youth in this country. And we have a model that we believe works. It's a model of integrated supports, of scholarships and supports that students need to graduate from high school, ready for college, and then go on and be successful professionally. We now intervene early in middle school, encouraging students to create a vision for their lives, a positive vision for their lives, and then ensuring that they are ready to go to high school, making that difficult transition. Recently, we've been doing a lot of work with the College Bound Scholarship Program in Washington State, and that's a commitment from the state for low-income students, 7th and 8th graders. If they sign up in 7th and 8th grade, this is really important, graduate with at least a C average, make a commitment to stay out of trouble with the law, they will be able to have full tuition, fees, and a book allotment to go to any college in Washington. All they have to be is on free and reduced lunch, graduate with a C average, stay out of trouble with the law, and their tuition is paid. And this is a commitment that the state of Washington has made. Sounds like many of you didn't know about that scholarship program. Okay, well, Google it. All of you all are online a lot, right? Correct? Go and just Google the College Bound Scholarship. And this is something that CSF, we've been working really hard to get the word out. about that scholarship program, all of you can be ambassadors for that program as well. So we encourage students in middle school to create that vision. In high school, our mentoring programs help students to design a college-bound course load and to graduate college-ready. In college and in postgraduate work, our mentoring and supports ensures that students are completing college and they're prepared to go into the workforce. And something that we're really proud of is that we have hundreds of alumni that really give back and serve as mentors within the organization. So our work doesn't stop there. We really emphasize the importance of giving back. And now I want to do something. I really want to honor all of the Achiever Scholars who are in the room. Would you please stand up? You're both Act 6 and Achiever Scholars. Stand up. Wow. Great. All right. We have a tremendous partnership with Act 6, and that's really what having a vision, creating programs, and then benefiting young people is all about. And I think this partnership really exemplifies that. CSF, over the past 10 years, we've operated over 15 scholarship programs, and we've just released our 10th anniversary report. So we're celebrating 10 years. So for all of you Achiever Scholars, we're doing a big celebration in November. But over the last 10 years, we've touched over 11,000 young people across the state of Washington, and now also in Washington, D.C. We've awarded over 6,000 scholarships, totaling over $100 million. Thank you. Thank you. When I say that, that's a pretty big deal. And we have almost 2,000, actually we have over 2,000 graduates now. So yes, that's another big deal. So I say that we are making an impact where it's really needed. And over 80% of the scholarships that we've awarded have gone to low-income students, and 20%, the additional 20% goes to moderate-income students. And over 70% of our scholarships, including the Costco Scholarship, are awarded to students of color. So as I talk about the work of CSF, I always like to recognize and express my gratitude to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for supporting organizations like CSF. Their support, without their support, our work would not be possible. And I want to talk about Bill and Melinda Gates just for a moment, because they started that foundation because they really feel the responsibility to share their wealth responsibly. They know that their success in the business world is dependent on far more than their own efforts. They recognize that they benefited enormously, not just from their own efforts, but from a free market economy, from a healthy democracy, and the opportunity they had to get a great education. In short, they really realized that they got a great deal. And so they started their foundation based on their firmly held value. This is a family belief and value, that to whom much is given, much is expected. And we all know that that's a scripture. And while that may be true for the Gates, I also believe that that is true for each and every one of you that's sitting in this room as Act 6 scholars and Achiever Scholars. To whom much is given, much is expected.